Massimiliano Dosoli. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Italy. I'm here in Rotterdam. This journey brought me to Rotterdam, and it started a long time ago. And I'm here doing studying jazz composition, third year in bachelor in Codarts. Music is the reason I'm here. I'm very happy. It's been the part of my life in which I'm doing things. Before I was preparing. For all my life I was preparing, and finally I'm doing what I wanted to, what I was preparing. It's very nice. Because I'm in this part of the in this period of my life in which I want to make something that is always really related to me, because of this question that I'm making to myself: what I am I, and what do I want in my music. I say let's start from the basics, and so from my album. The project, it's then five short stories that will be like reflecting every room and person of my house, of when I was in Italy, of course, of my childhood house. The listener will feel them like as if he's going to this house for the first time. So every room has somehow colors that are immediately related to my emotions there. You spend so much time thinking about it, and so of course you miss it, but you can miss it and do something related to missing this thing. It became somehow a way for me to get back to the interest for them. That was something I was missing a lot. Even though for many people it's not the most grounding thing, for me it's really grounding. Through music, through practice, through writing it, I become more aware of me in general. This is also why I do music, I think. It started as an emotion, and now it became more like a therapy of because you have to express your ideas at one point. There will be people listening to you, and you have to be clear. And the more clear you are, also it's easier to vehicle your emotions somewhere. The first floor is only the carpentry. So to enter the house, you have to pass through the carpentry and somehow go into this world that for me it was very funny, because it's also, I mean, how do you build a house? You have to. It's like a part of the process, now to pass through the carpentry. And also the clarinet is made of wood and steel, and it's everything you can find in my uncle's carpentry. I worked with imitations. For example, the high sounds like that you hear in the carpentry, that normally are the cutting ones, the saw, so the electric saws and all the machine, they can put like in the high register of the instrument, where it produces more metallic sounding. And there is the mid range that of sound of the carpentry. There is the sandpaper and all this kind of the human working on the wood, and that immediately relates with the middle part of the clarinet. And then there is the low register that I don't know why, but I it's more a visual thing, I think. I put it like close to it reminds me of the glue, of the gluing part. And it's very practical way, also because my uncle is super practical. He will never start from the emotions. I know I play beautifully, but for me it's normal. Maybe if I play to you, you will be emotional by something simple, but that for me will take much more to. Now I have that emotion when I play with other people. Like when I play my music or anyway other music, but with other people, and we can create that level of intimacy and dialogue, and also the people that are listening to us are kind of inside this thing, then I go to much deeper emotions. Then you go a bit up, and you will starting also to smell that you are close to the kitchen, and that's my grandma's kingdom, in which she cooks the most amazing stuff, and she asks her friends, and it's very clean and nice. It's actually a more emotional and less practical room. This is the kitchen of my grandma. And then I thought, okay, what can I, because I can't, emotions, that was what led me to do music. Here you can't really use them, because you have to be okay, but I have to do something very practical. Like someone will be playing the rooms of my house. So I said, okay, my grandma, she will be translated into a recipe. She is the best cook I know, and there will be ingredients, there will be the preparations rule, and there will be. But at the end, you make that. So the players will create his own food, that is the performance, based on my grandma's recipe. So the recipe is how to make a tasty and beautiful solo. What I like with my music is that because it came to me with a lot of freedom and improvisation, I can't not put it in the score. It's impossible. It will be unnatural for me to not write open scores. And then there is the corridor for the bedrooms. But on top of that, let's say, corridor part, there is the attic, that is the storage room. And to go there, you have to open it from the wall, and it comes down. And for me, it was the most scary place when I was a kid. It was always when the sound that it makes when you open it, it's horrible. And then to go there, you have to climb this stair, that if you look down there are the other stairs, so it's very for a little kid you're very high. And I tried many times to go there when I was a kid, and I could never arrive to only when I was 10, 11. So that room, I put it like more as a symbol of the room of what you don't know, the fears and the dark, and all the things even in the most safe place in the world, there is an unsafe room. What I want to express in reality is it's me, and not always that beautiful, and sometimes I'm horrible, I'm disgusting, and I want to put that in my music. Yeah, also because it's boring sometimes to be just beautiful. It's very boring. I'm listening to some players that they always play beautiful notes, but okay, guys, come on, is it? Look outside of it's not that beautiful. Sometimes it's horrible, and you have a feeling for that. So now I'm more like trying to be me anyway. Yeah. This is another. Yeah. You go to to the corridor, and there is my aunt's room. That was for me the room in which I discovered music, for example, or art in general. All her paintings, all the clothes she wears, all those things that for me became important, like after when I started loving art, but before it was just a room, you know. Really now it became actually my studio because she doesn't live there anymore, but it's still the room of art somehow. She's not painting now, she's not making dresses for more than 20 years because her company failed, and she told me, Max, it will be very painful for me to open those boxes again. And I told her, yeah, but how happy you were in those years of. And she told me that's why it's so painful, because it was my life, and from one day to another I stopped to live my life. Of course, for a person that lived this kind of life at this level, it's not easy to live a normal life. It's a bit, she felt into depression a bit, I know that. So I'm also feeling that I kind of help them. I'm helping them to, hey, look how beautiful things you could do, and how meaningful, and how much they are helping me in becoming an artist. And you're not only helping me by being my family, that, but there is enough art into my house that just I can just express it, and it's great, you know. I was always this guy that no one in my family was playing an instrument. I was always feeling unlucky, you know, and compared to the people whose father is a great pianist and they are already at 20 years old playing with the most famous people. I mean, I was always, ah, come on, I will never make it. And then somehow, when you realize that art is everywhere, and maybe there is more art in my family than in other artistic families, you know. The games room that I put it at the end, even if it's not really at the end, but it's I put it at the end because it's like the at end, it's me. It's what came out of the house. It's me. So the games were my first, like the Legos, like were like the room in which I moved the first step into what I want to be, or the what I like, for example, or I was inviting friends already to play together. So it's all a mix of feelings and ideas that there are. I'm doing this to be very honest and practical about, okay, what do we have? This is what I am. This is what I know to do. Music is the thing I know. Let's just put them together. I think it's very important, but not because they are part of my family, but because they are great people. I would want to meet them. Like, I'm lucky to have met them not because they are my family, but because what they are in general. Like, because after, by living now 5 years away from them, now more than 5, and now I can really say to my uncle, you're amazing. Not because you're my uncle, you're amazing because you are really a great guy, you know. Same to my grandma, same to my aunt, and same to my mom. Like, because of the what they do in life apart from being my family, they really make great choices, and they are strong, and they are individuals like that I can admire. As much as I admire the best clarinet player, everything we do, I mean, it's important. My problem sometimes that I go for the emotions, and so sometimes I get stuck, and then it's very hard to go back to the original plan. But I think it's also not. I accept that it's hard. I accept that I get stuck. I accept that the night I have to work the night before sending the score. I have to work the whole night because I maybe got drunk for 1 week. I mean, I stopped to blame myself for getting stuck because at the end I always make it. I know because I'm quite tough when it's the point of the deadline, and also sometimes the things that don't come because they don't have to come in that moment, you know. Yeah, I think the support of the family, and it's the most important thing if you want to become an artist.